Good Sunday evening. Meteorologist John Birchfield here. We're going to be breaking down the latest data on Monday's Weather Impact Alert Day. We issued that on Friday for not only the heat and humidity, but also the threat for strong to severe storms. So we're going to be talking about the data in terms of the timing, as well as the impacts that those storms may have. Whether you're tuning in on WTOL 11 Plus or on our YouTube channel, good to have you with us. We're going to have the latest breakdown and some brand new data also coming up tonight at 11 on air and Monday morning with meteorologist Ryan Weekman. So it's really the strong storm risk that I'm the most concerned about, and there could be two distinct rounds of storms. Now, with such a setup like this, there's some degree of uncertainty regarding the exact hourly timing, but thankfully we're starting to hone in on that hourly forecast. So the first chance of showers and storms is going to be late tonight through early Monday morning. That'll be our first chance that we could see some storms. Now, the likelihood of anything strong or severe with this one is going to be fairly low, and I'm not expecting widespread severe weather overnight tonight. Now, the greater risk of stronger storms is going to come during the evening time frame, and there could be some severe weather during that evening window. So bottom line, the chance for two rounds of storms, the first tonight and then the second coming Monday evening. There is an area-wide slight risk of severe weather across much of the Great Lakes region, and that slight risk is shaded in yellow. That is a level 2 out of 5 threat of severe weather. So we get these slight risks fairly often this time of year, but we are honing in on the impacts of some strong straight line winds and torrential rain as well. Now, one of the unique features of this weather setup is the entire state of Ohio is under a slight risk of severe weather, from Youngstown and Cleveland down towards Cincinnati, Columbus, and Toledo, and also all of lower Michigan is under a slight risk of severe weather. So one of the unique aspects of this storm system is how broad this risk is going to be. That slight risk extends back into Indiana and to the Chicago metro, and it stretches all the way into far western Pennsylvania and New York as well. Now, for the remainder of your Sunday evening, no weather worries that I am expecting. Clear conditions. You may have noticed, though, a little bit of haze or upper level cloud cover in the atmosphere. There is some smoke that is lofted thousands of feet up in the atmosphere. However, thankfully, the air quality is fairly good. We have kind of climbed up into the moderate range, but for the most part, no surface-based wildfire impacts with that smoke aloft in the atmosphere. Now, there have been a couple isolated pop-up showers that have developed over central Lake Erie. Those are not in our vicinity, but there is going to be a slim chance that one of those pop-up showers does creep into northwest Ohio, mainly areas like Sandusky and near the Lake Erie shores. But those pop-up showers are relatively stagnant, and they're not producing anything severe from, say, central Lake Erie up towards Lake Ontario and Toronto as well. Now, up towards Michigan, quiet conditions. Back into Indiana, it is also quiet. There are some complexes of thunderstorms, though, starting to develop into southern Illinois as a more active storm track takes shape. Now, the jet stream is flowing in from the northwest. This northwest flow is going to produce that chance of showers and thunderstorms. So when I talk about the hourly timing, we're actually going to be looking way up towards northern Wisconsin and the upper peninsula of Michigan. That is where our activity is going to be coming from. So some of those storms that are developing in northern Minnesota, those could be the ones that affect our area tomorrow morning. However, the bulk of the activity is going to follow those arrows, and it's going to be just to the west of us. So it's mainly back towards northern Indiana that is going to be seeing widespread storms into your Monday morning. Some of those storms could clip our area, but with that active storm track, there is going to be another round of thunderstorm potential Monday evening. I also do want to highlight some of those storms that are bubbling up into southern Illinois, where there has been a severe thunderstorm watch issued. That includes the southwestern quadrant of the Hoosier State and also parts of Kentucky as well. Pretty localized as far as that risk is concerned, and no local impacts expected for northwest Ohio and southeastern Michigan. So I do want to break down the hour-by-hour forecast. Now, computer models still kind of up in the air on some of the specific nuances of the forecast, but we're starting to hone in on the details and the timing and how these storms could affect you. So a couple of those pop-ups can be seen across Lake Erie. Perhaps a few do drift into northeast Ohio and near the lakeshore. Let's start off the clock this evening at around 8:30 p.m. Most areas staying dry and tranquil for those Sunday night plans. But remember that active jet stream, some of that activity developing in the upper Midwest is going to bring storm chances. Now, when these storms are in Wisconsin, they could be pretty potent and strong, and even over Lake Michigan, there could be a lot of lightning and thunder, as well as some gusty winds over the lake. Those storms are likely to follow the path of the jet stream, though, and that jet stream is just to the west of us, and west of us is also where there's a little more instability in the atmosphere, so there's a little more moisture, a little more heat, and a little more humidity, and that recipe is going to cause that complex of thunderstorms to stay largely west of the Toledo metro. That being said, some of those showers and storms could clip our westernmost counties. So the best chance tonight to see thunder is going to be back towards Hillsdale, Williams, and Defiance counties, although some of those showers could still clip the Toledo metro. Some of those stronger storms from Chicago back towards South Bend and Fort Wayne could bring some gusty winds. Now, once that complex of thunderstorms clears, I do expect largely dry conditions through a good chunk of the day. However, there is going to be some additional activity that starts to develop and rides that northwestern flow in the jet stream. Now, Monday evening is when the greater severe risk is going to occur. So we've got the clock here at 4:30 p.m. on Monday. Mainly quiet conditions here at home. However, with that active storm track, there are going to be some additional clusters of storms that'll be moving in Monday evening. The clock here is at 11 o'clock p.m. Now, there could be some slight fluctuation in the exact hourly timing, but the gist of this map shows you more widespread showers and thunderstorms are going to be likely Monday evening. And this time around, they are going to stretch a little further into northwest Ohio and southeastern Michigan, and possibly even into eastern Ohio as well, and then go all the way back towards northwest Indiana and Chicago. So a number of areas across the lower Great Lakes are going to be seeing those storms moving through Monday evening. So once again, breaking down the timing, two distinct rounds or two chances of those showers and storms. The first is going to roll in during the morning, and I think that is going to be a little more likely to the west of Toledo back towards the Indiana state line. Into the afternoon is going to be mainly dry. Those temperatures are going to be climbing near 90 degrees, and the heat is another component of our weather impact alert day. Going to be close to 90, but the heat index could creep to the mid to upper 90s. By the evening, though, that is when that next chance of showers and thunderstorms is going to roll on through. In particular, near or after sunset is when I expect the greatest risk for strong to severe storms. So breaking down those two distinct rounds, the first round of showers and possibly thunderstorms arriving late tonight through the morning time frame. And once again, west of Toledo, you have the best odds to see those storms. The afternoon on Monday is going to be sweltering. Hot and muggy conditions are expected. If you thought today was humid, tomorrow we're going to turn up the heat and the humidity another notch. And there could be a little bit of afternoon sunshine that does enhance that heat and provide some fuel into the atmosphere. By the evening, there is going to be the risk of storms. Some of those could be on the strong to severe side, especially late in the day on Monday. So if we do see severe weather, what exactly are the risks that we're tracking? Well, with those strong storms, it is primarily going to be the gusty straight line winds and torrential rain that are going to be the biggest impacts. Now, a slight risk of severe weather, again, fairly common this time of year, but it's still something we want to alert you about, as there could be some damaging wind and torrential rain as well. Now, I know parts of northwest Ohio actually do need some rainfall after how dry it's been in the last week. Some of those downpours could produce locally high amounts over an inch, but it's really difficult to pinpoint who's going to get the most rain. Bottom line, torrential rain possible in any of those cells and strong winds as well. If we do see any severe weather that is related to the wind, there is going to be the chance for some 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts in those heavier storms. Now, overall confidence in the timing is still fairly low. However, it's better than it was 24 hours ago. Some of the latest data has shed a little more light on exactly when you can expect those storms, and that's why we're honing in on those two rounds, the first Monday morning and then the stronger round that'll be coming in Monday evening. So how is this system going to affect our weather pattern for the week? There are going to be some big changes coming our way. So whenever there's a weather impact alert day that's bright and red for you to draw your attention to that next impact that we're expecting. It is going to be a toasty day, hot and humid with strong storms. The air temperature is going to be at 90 degrees, but the heat index could be in the mid to upper 90s. And there is even the chance that close towards the Indiana state line, some areas have a feels like or a heat index that could be close to 100 degrees. Tuesday is going to be breezy and mild. It is going to be drying out. We have kept in a slim 20% chance of a brief pop-up shower or storm that would mainly occur Tuesday morning, although most spots are going to be drying out on Tuesday. We'll call it a partly sunny day. Temperatures are going to be considerably lower, only at about 83 degrees. What about the humidity levels? It's still going to be a little muggy early Tuesday. However, by late in the day, we're going to be feeling a nice drop in the humidity. A much more refreshing feel Wednesday and Thursday as well. Mostly sunny and less humid conditions are expected. Temperatures are going to be in the lower 80s. Now, our normal high for this time in late July is still at about an 86 to 85 degree temperature reading. So we're going to be a little bit below average with a significantly less humid feel. How is the humidity going to be affected by this cold front? Well, Monday is going to be incredibly muggy. The dew point is going to be around 70 on Monday, so that muggy meter is going to be through the roof. All that moisture is going to provide some energy in the atmosphere for some strong to severe storms. Tuesday, still a little humid early, but it is going to be dropping late Tuesday and into Wednesday. Very low levels of humidity Wednesday and Thursday. Those dew points are expected to be in the 50s, and that corresponds to a really refreshing and comfortable feel that'll be possible through the middle of the week. By Friday and Saturday, there's just going to be a slight rise in humidity, and that rise to dew points in the 60s could fuel our next chance of showers. That would be arriving as we head towards next Saturday. Now, in case you missed the full forecast on WTOL 11 News at 6, we're also going to have a breakdown coming up at 11 p.m. with that weather impact alert day. There is that 60% storm chance, and that storm chance could come in multiple waves. The first in the morning and the stronger storm chance in the evening. There is going to be a slim chance for some scattered showers early in the day Tuesday, although most spots are expected to be drying out. We do have a refreshing feel through the middle of the week, and beyond that, our next chance for some showers and thunderstorms, that is going to be rolling in next Saturday with storm chances that'll be likely. Sunday could feature a little bit of a drop in those temperatures down to the low 80s, and it's hard to believe it's already going to be August next weekend. Looks to be a pretty comfortable day Sunday. Monday, mid 80s. That's right on par for what you'd expect for early August, but we're starting to see some signs that by next Tuesday and next Wednesday, we're going to be back into the upper 80s. So there is going to be a warming trend as we head towards that first full week of August. Not necessarily a heat wave, especially since we've had a couple different heat waves, but it is going to be at least trending in that warmer direction. So we'd love to have you here on WTOL 11 Plus and on YouTube. I do want to get back to some of those storm-related graphics in case you're just tuning in towards the end of this video and talking about that weather impact alert day that is in effect for your Monday. Storm chances are going to be likely, especially during the evening time frame when that severe risk is going to be the most likely. And coming up tonight at 11 on air on WTOL 11, I'm going to have some brand new data on exactly when the worst of the storms are going to be here, but it's really the evening time frame that we're honing in on. So that slight risk is a level 2 out of 5. Now, there is a chance that part of the Great Lakes does get upgraded to an enhanced risk, although frankly, I'm not expecting that locally. I would expect that we stay as a slight risk, and that includes the entire Buckeye State and all of lower Michigan, as well as much of the state of Indiana. Now, for the remainder of your Sunday evening, no weather worries. I did highlight some of those areas near Central Lake Erie that could see a few pop-ups. I do want to zoom in on some of those pop-up showers that are not affecting us locally. There's a slim chance that we do get a brief shower, perhaps out towards the Lake Erie Islands, but most of that activity is north of Cleveland and well over the water, so not impacting any areas inland at this point in time. With that active storm track, we are going to be seeing rounds of storms developing, still very early on in its development up towards northern Minnesota. However, tonight, that complex of thunderstorms is going to become quite widespread and a bit more robust, and it is going to be strengthening as it moves into Wisconsin and over Lake Michigan. However, eventually tonight, it is going to diminish and weaken. And again, primarily west of us, right along that jet stream, is where the bulk of the activity is going to occur. So I'm not expecting widespread severe weather tonight. The severe threat for tonight is going to be staying well west of us, where there is a severe thunderstorm watch across parts of Illinois, Kentucky, and Indiana. And in case you missed it earlier, I do want to break down that hour by hour. Any pop-ups this evening are going to be very localized and limited. Overnight tonight, that activity in the jet stream largely does stay west of us. That complex of thunderstorms does blossom a little bit, but then by daybreak, it is going to weaken simply due to the overnight timing that's not really conducive for that storm system to maintain itself. And any heavier thunderstorm cells are going to be well to the west of us from Chicago back towards South Bend, Fort Wayne, Angola, Indiana, and some of those storms could just briefly clip Hillsdale, Williams, and Defiance counties. So that jet stream still going to be bringing us activity in the evening, but there's a good point in the day that we are going to dry out. There's going to be an increase in sunshine, and again, that does provide storm energy that'll renew our storm chances with an active storm track. Monday during the evening, 11 p.m. Take that time with a grain of salt because it could vary slightly about an hour or two, but there is going to be the chance for some stronger storms that'll be rolling in the evening. So once again, showers early with the chance for some storms that'll be developing later on in the day. And I want to highlight again those weather impacts for your alert day. Scattered morning storms that'll be possible. The afternoon featuring very hot and muggy conditions. Highs that'll be near 90 degrees and a heat index even hotter. And then by the evening, that is the best chance for some strong to severe storms. Thanks for tuning in.